Last season saw us getting automatic promotion straight back to the Premier League from the Championship by hitting 102 points. So we are now back in the Premier League, and let's just get the transfer window started. And the board has set us the target of finishing mid-table in the Premier League, which means we have to make some upgrades to the squad because our squad is pretty alright. But I think we need some improvements in order for us to be a mid-table Premier League side. Our defense is maybe on the weaker side, along with Sam Johnston in goal. I'd like to sign a new midfielder as well, and also a player who can play on the wing, and ideally a right winger, because SA is young, and the same for Gomez. So our left wingers are young talents who I want to give game time to this season, and Arias is on the older side and hasn't really impressed me when we have played so far. So I will go for a right winger, a midfielder, a goalkeeper, and if we have more money, I will also go for a new fullback, but that will be the least in the priorities. And we have found the goalkeeper we want to sign to this Wolverhampton team, and it's a pretty solid upgrade on Sam Johnston. It's Antonin Kinski. He's just 24 years old, 79 rated, and it's time for him to become a first choice goalkeeper, because at Tottenham he's just a backup, and as we can see, we have got a 20 mil bid accepted. So now let's just agree contract terms with the goalkeeper. And here he is at Wolverhampton. Anthony Kinski is our new goalkeeper, and I'm very happy with this signing. He's here to be an improvement on Johnston now, and also here to stay for a long time. So Anthony Kinski, welcome to the club. And with one goalkeeper joining, one has to leave, because there are no need to have 3 goalkeepers at the club. So Sam Johnston has left Wolverhampton after staying with us last season and helped us get promoted back into the Premier League. And as we can see, he has got an interesting move to Mallorca. And the next player we are going to sign is João Cissé from Ipswich. Ipswich got himself relegated last season, so I feel like it's kind of a realistic signing that way, as he's young. He's got pretty good potential, I do believe, and is also giving us something that we are lacking, a bit of size in our midfield. He isn't the fastest, but apart from that, he's got fantastic all-round stats, and it's only going to cost us, I think, 25 million euros for a 23-year-old young French, pretty solid central midfielder. So welcome very soon to the club, João Cissé. And here we can see João Cissé has joined the club as well, and I feel like the players we've signed so far, Kinski and Cissé, are both players who will improve us now, but also has potential and can stay here for a long time, as we want to become the best team in England. And yeah, another signing I am very happy about. And then we are gonna go for the biggest signing this transfer window, and the biggest of the save so far. It is former Wolverhampton player Francisco Trincao, who has actually moved to Real Madrid in this save. He will cost us 45 million euros, so that is a pretty big sum for a player who has failed at Wolverhampton earlier in his career. However, he has been at Barcelona and got himself a move to Real Madrid now, which is a bit controversial, but he isn't getting the game time he wants at Real Madrid because players like Arda Güler, Jude Bellingham, Franco Mustitano are ahead of him. So he wants to become a first choice player once again, and why not bring some Portuguese greatness back to Wolverhampton, and hopefully he can now show how he has developed as a player and help us become a European side again. And yeah, 45 million isn't too bad for a 84 rated player who is in his prime and also will grow a little bit more. And I will also just move him to a right winger, because that's where he's gonna play in the team. Trincao is our third and final signing of the summer transfer window. We are also not going to sell any more players either, because I feel like I want to give the players that are here a chance, and we also don't have too much money on the budget, so I want to let us have a little bit of transfer money left for the January transfer window. We have like 10-12 million left, I do believe. So we are ending the transfer window business with the new number 7 at the club, Francisco Trincao. So this is how we will line up going into our first season back in the Premier League. And looking at the team, I think maybe top 14 place is what we should aim for, between 14th and 10th place maybe, because we will of course grow a little bit because we don't have the oldest team in the league. However, it will be difficult to get any on the top half of the team, but Kinski is here, 24 years old, 79 rated, a big future ahead of our new goalkeeper. Shatua is still here, he's rapid and physical, and he is just looking pretty good, 26 years old, now 77 rated. Agbadou is staying at Wolverhampton, the club captain. He's now up 30 years old but 80 rated, and his stats are just fantastic. 82 pace, 80 defending and 84 physical. Hughes is still his partner, 23 years old and 78 rated. And our lowest rated player is Wolfe, the 25-year-old Norwegian, is our first choice and only left back in the team. So if he hasn't grown a bit, we are going to look to sign a fullback in the January transfer window. But I want to give Wolfe the chance this season. And our midfield is Joe Willock, who is signed when we were in the Premier League in the January transfer window in season number 1. He's now 27 years old, 78 rated. Our new midfield signing, Cisse, 23 years old, all round. Stats are very good and is 78 rated. So a big future for him as well. And then we have one of our star players in the team, our creative midfielder, Stroikens, 22 years old and now up to 82 rated. And he has just been immense since he joined us. In the same transfer window, we signed Joe Willock. Our left wing is still Esse. We also have Gomez on the bench, of course, but Esse is the one I think will be our starter, 22 years old. And yeah, hopefully he can grow pretty decent this season. Our new right winger, Francisco Trincao, 27 years old, very good offensive stats. And yeah, hopefully he can now have a better time at Wolves than he did when he were here earlier in his career. And then Arokodare is still our striker, 82 years old. Not 82 years old, he's 82 rated and 26 years old. So he is getting into his prime, and hopefully he can show his strength, physical and power in the Premier League, being 6'6". Our bench is also pretty solid with players like Bryn, Lonwijk, Giga, Lima, Bellegarde, Doyle, Gomez, Arias, Fang Hichan, and then we have Mane and Gonzalez in the reserves as well. So we don't have the biggest of squads. Should have maybe had a left back, but I mean, Lonwijk can play left back if needed. But yeah, let's just get into the season and get on with the first game back in the Prem. We are starting our Premier League campaign with an away game against Bournemouth at Vitality Stadium, so not the most difficult of openings, however, not the easiest of openings either, but we are gonna go for at least a draw here at Vitality Stadium. So come on, Wolverhampton, let's show our class back in the Premier League. And it looks like we are gonna get a chance early on here in the Premier League, just minutes into our comeback. It's Esse finding Wolfe, back to Esse. Esse finds Arokodare and he tries to find Joe Willock, but a poor pass from our striker. And we win the ball again, and Bournemouth have been pretty poor so far. It's Cisse to Arokodare. He finds Trincao. Francisco Trincao, he scores just 25 minutes into his Premier League comeback. Our marquee signing of the summer transfer window ahead of our return to the best and biggest division in world football scores, and it's a great finish by our number 7. But Bournemouth are looking to answer back early on. It is Tyler Adams, finds Adli. Adli, he got some flair to him, he tries some skills, finds Gunduzi, back to Adli, and this is horrible defending by us, but Kinski makes his mark on the game as well. Our two of the three signings so far have already made a huge impact in the first game here, and maybe we can score from the counter-attack. Stroikens and Tolu. It's offside anyways. Stroikens, Tolu, Arokodare makes the run. Arokodare straight at Petrovic. Wolfe now, but Gunduzi blocks it, and hopefully Bournemouth won't make anything from this counter-attack. And Wolfe, that's a professional tactical foul by our Norwegian left back. Adli, Anthony Semenyo, what is he gonna do? He finds Adli and Bournemouth equalize 1 minute after additional time, and that's not the end of the first half we wanted. Joe Willock finds Francisco Trincao. Trincao finds Stroikens, he shoots, and what a goal that is by Stroikens, and he does it with his weaker foot as well, and Mario Stroikens with an absolute banger to give Wolves the lead once again. And just look at this goal, his first touch is pretty alright, but that finish is magical by Stroikens. Bournemouth on the attack again, Adli, and thankfully it's wide. Stroikens with a good through ball to Esse. Roman Esse! Petrovic saves it again. And we need to hold on here because an away win at Bournemouth would be a perfect start to the Premier League. And can we get the ball away? Kinski is showing his calmness right there. And now we can show our class at counter-attacks again. Tommy Doyle, Arias now, who has fresh legs on the wing. Arias against Fran Garcia. Arias cuts inside. He finds Stroikens. Stroikens shoot. Diakate blocks. But we still got the ball here. Tommy Doyle. Back to Arias. Finds Doyle to Stroikens. Stroikens to Gomez. Gomez from the bench, and another save by Petrovic. Trincao, can he try his long range shot? And Bournemouth are looking to get their last chance in the game. Traore against Agbadou. Agbadou, he can't win the ball. Scott to Trincao, and that should be game over. We maybe got one last chance. We don't, but we don't care. We have our first 3 points in our Premier League comeback. Our return to the Premier League has gone fantastic so far. After 9 games played, we are 7th in the league, having picked up 5 wins, 1 draw and 3 losses. That sees us staying with 16 points, and we are in the battle for Europe as of now. Although I wouldn't get our hopes up too much, as it's still very, very early on. But it's good to see that we are far away from the relegation mix as of now. And if things can continue and we can pick up a top 10 place, I would be very, very happy with this season. But next up is Newcastle. A win against them and we will go ahead of them in the table. A loss would see us fall a bit behind the fight for Europa and Champions League, but it's a difficult game. It is a home game. Yeah, it's a game at Molineux, so we definitely have the chance to pick up all 3 points. But well, as long as we just continue our form, I wouldn't be too mad if we even drop some points here. I just want to see us continue what we are building, play some good football, and hopefully score some goals as well. But of course, if we can win, that would be pretty huge. And it looks like we are gonna get the first chance of the game. Stroikens to Esse. Wolfe makes the run inside the box. Wolfe to... he still got the ball. Tolu. Trincao. Trincao shoots. Trincao scores with his weaker foot. And he gives Wolverhampton the dream start at home against Newcastle with a perfect finish. And in the 2 games we played, we can't even get a replay of the game. In the 2 games we played, he scored 2 goals. But apart from that, he's not scored a single one as of now in his Wolves return. But that is a very good goal. Who finds the net behind David Raya and Francisco Trincao. Another brilliant goal by him. But Newcastle looking to answer back straight away here. Anthony Elanga finds Sandro Tonali. Tonali to Openda. Openda with a good shot, but another brilliant save by Kinski. Can they create something from their corner? Ibanez. Ooh, that's close. We lose the ball in a pretty dangerous position here, and Openda uses his pace, gets past Agbadou. Ooh, Luis Openda with a good finish, and Newcastle are back in it after some poor defending from us, and we lost the ball in a way too dangerous position, and Newcastle are back. Newcastle are looking for another goal here. Apart from our early chance which resulted in a goal, it's been all Newcastle. Jacob Murphy finds Elanga to Tonali. Sandro Tonali, he shoots. Kinski saves. And a corner, they got a dangerous chance last corner. This time, thankfully, we can just clear it out. Trincao looking to do it himself. He gets past one. Trincao, he tries to get past Mavisa once again, but he fails to do so. And Anthony Gordon against Shatuta. 2 very fast players. Gordon using his pace and skills. Gordon looking for the cross. Openda gets the head on it. Now Murphy still got it for Newcastle. To Bruno Guimaraes, to Sandro Tonali. He hits the post. Anthony Gordon against Agbadou. Tonali, Guimaraes to Openda. Newcastle are looking to keep on the pressure they did in the first half, but thankfully Openda is offside. Stroikens. Arokodare, Cisse, Joe Willock. We are creating something here, which is pretty good, because apart from the chance we had straight away, we've not created anything. But with passes like that, we will not get any big chances left in this game either. Elanga gets it back. He crosses it to Openda. Willock clears it. Stroikens to Willock. Finds Cisse. Shatuta joining the attack. Shatuta to Tolu. Tolu, Arokodare. Raya saves it. We get the ball back. Esse. Raya saves it again. But we're keeping the pressure up right now, Stroikens. And that's just another horrible ball by Stroikens, who's not been involved in the game at all this evening. Newcastle searching for the late winner. Gordon to Guimaraes to Tonali, and that's an absolute rocket into the top corner. And Sandro Tonali most likely gives Newcastle a win at Molineux Stadium, and that is gonna be game over. And I've got to say, even though we just lost 2-1, Newcastle deserved to win this game 10 out of 10 times, because we were poor today. I think the stats will show that as well. Match facts, yeah, we had 3 shots and Newcastle had 8. They had 56% possession while we had 44. So a deserved win to Newcastle, and I'm a bit disappointing by our performance. And that loss sees us now go down to 10th in the league. It's still a pretty good start after 10 games. I'm more than happy to be inside the top 10. As long as we finish mid-table, I will be very happy with this season. But yeah, we got another difficult game against Spurs. So hopefully we can win against them. Where are Tottenham in the table? They are now 5th. And Newcastle have actually got themselves into the top 4 as of now. And we have now reached January and we are still inside the top 10. And we actually got a 4-point gap ahead to 10th place Fulham. So we are definitely in the fight for European football next season. And with us having been such a good team so far in the Premier League, I'm actually not going to do anything in this January transfer window. Our squad is looking good. We have a lot of good players, and also, by the way, I've seen that Arias has been brilliant, because Trincao has had an injury and didn't play for a couple of games, and Arias has been just brilliant. He's got like 12 goals or something, so I'm actually gonna convert him to a left winger so he can get some game time as well. But Wolfe has grown well. He's now up to 78. Chatuta has gone up to 79, so I'm just gonna stick with the same team for the rest of the season. No needs to make any changes as it's working very well. But we can take a quick look at the stats of the players, as we can see right here. We can see that Mr. John Arias has scored 12 goals and got 1 assist in 22 games. Arokodare has scored 10 goals, got 4 assists. Mario Stroikens is just showing his class once again. 7 goals and 6 assists. Trincao has struggled apart from the games we have played. He scored 2 goals, but both of them were in the 2 games we have played. And Cisse has picked up 3 assists despite him being a defensive-minded midfielder in our team. Nothing else worth looking at, really. But yeah, John Arias has definitely been the surprise player of the season so far. Next up, it is gonna be a game away to Aston Villa. We are still inside the top 10 after 23 games, and Aston Villa are 2nd in the lead, and they are actually in a title fight. So this will be a huge test for Wolverhampton. We are taking on the best defensive team in the league, having only conceded 19 goals in 23 games. However, we have scored a lot of goals, 37, so actually we have scored like the 5th most in the league, the same amount as Aston Villa. So it could be an open game, and we definitely have the chance to do a upset or make an upset at Villa Park. This is the 11, our strongest team on paper. Arias has now also been converted into a left winger, so it will be interesting to see how he will be on the left with Trincao on the right. But come on, Wolves, let's create an upset at Villa Park. And it's Wolverhampton who will get the first chance of the game. It's Cisse to Willock. Willock tries his luck, but Martinez has no problem saving that. Brendan Rodgers to Alexander Sørloth, and this is not a good sign for Wolverhampton, and Villa has gone up straight up the other end and scored, and Sørloth, who scores his 14th goal of the league so far, and Villa has got the start they wanted. Shatuta wins it, and that is a mistake by the goal scorer Alexander Sørloth. Trincao, he just runs with it. Francisco Trincao. Cisse. Joe Willock tries his luck again, and Joe Willock with a rocket who finds the back of the net behind Emiliano Martinez, and Joe Willock has equalized for Wolverhampton. Sørloth trying his luck again, and thankfully this time it's not a good attempt by the Norwegian striker. Stroikens making the run down the left hand side. Mario Stroikens, he gets past one and he tries his luck. A decent attempt by our star midfielder. And it's Wolverhampton who are keeping up the pressure right now. After Aston Villa's dream start, it seems like they have struggled to tackle our pressure. Francisco Trincao, Joe Willock, Agbadu, our captain, our centre back, has turned the game around for Wolverhampton. And what a strike that is by our club captain. As we can see the replay once again, I have no idea how EA have messed this up, but that is a finish like the best of the best strikers in the world would do it. Aston Villa now, it's been a rock and roll game so far, and Louis Barry, I think that is, yeah, it is Louis Barry on his first game of the season, scores a brilliant goal. And yeah, after like 38 minutes, this game has already seen 4 goals. And Aston Villa, what? How have they got a penalty? Like, wait, what? We need to look at this. This is never a penalty. We have been robbed right here. Look at this. Look at this. How is this a penalty? I have no idea how to use this. But how is this a penalty? How? It isn't even inside the box. It isn't even inside the box. We have been robbed. And Aston Villa have the chance to turn the game around once again. Yuri Tielemans against Kinski. Tielemans shot. It goes in, and Aston Villa are back in the league, and Wolverhampton have been robbed here. Shatuta to Trincao. We want to bounce back here with the serve, so because we've been robbed by the referee, Shatuta straight in Pau Torres. Tolu to Stroikens. Now we can attack. Stroikens to Arias. Back to Stroikens. Stroikens shoot. Martinez saves. What about the corner from Joe Willock into Agbadu? He's already scored. Arokodare. Villa looking to find another goal, and Morgan Rogers may have finished the game off with the 4th goal for Aston Villa. And yeah, we knew it would be difficult. Unfortunately, Aston Villa got help from the referee, and that could have also been offside. I know it's not offside because the game is not wrong on that, but yeah, it sucks that this is how the game has ended. Shatuta, Trincao, can we create some hope towards the end here? Not with chances like that by our number 7. And Aston Villa are not stopping. They are going for another one. Hughes clears it, but straight to Rogers. Morgan Rogers to Tielemans, and he scored a brace, and that is definitely game over. Aston Villa have secured the 3 points. Kao Wang Hishan, who's come off the bench. He tries his luck, but not the best of attempts. And Villa, are they looking for another one? Are we gonna get proper humiliated here? Sørloth, Hughes wins it. Illing Jr. shoots wide, and that's game over. Aston Villa have destroyed us 5-2. With 2 games left to go of the season, we are finding ourselves in 9th place, and we don't really have anything to play for, as we won't reach top 8 and the fight for European football, unfortunately. And yes, we can fall down to 11th place, but I don't really care too much about that. So we'll just simulate the last 2 games, which is against Leicester and Chelsea. So we'll see you once the season is done. That is the Premier League season done. And as we can see, we won our 2 last games, which means we finished inside the top 10 and finished 9th place. The same amount of points as Chelsea, however, they finished in front of us due to goal difference. So I am unsure if 8th place gets European football in this game. I have never control on that. Anyways, Arsenal won the league title by picking up 90 points. But I'm very, very happy with our performance in the Premier League. 9th place in the league in our first season back is just brilliant from us, and we are showing that there are a lot of class in our team. What about the cup competitions? The FA Cup, I know we finished in the quarterfinals right here, and we went out to Man United, losing 2-0. And our FA Cup journey was beating Chelsea 2-1 in the third round. In the fourth round, we knocked out Swansea City. In the fifth round, we won 2-1 against Bromley. And in the quarterfinals, in the sixth round, it said stop to Man United. And the Carabao Cup was won by Man City. And in this competition, we knocked out Port Vale. Then we knocked out Stockport. Then Colchester. In the quarterfinals, we lost to Bournemouth on penalties. So we had two pretty decent cup runs, with reaching 2 quarterfinals and finishing 9th in the Premier League is very, very solid for our comeback season in the Premier League. The squad has also grown very, very well, as we can see here. Everyone apart from Shatuta and Willock are 80 and above. Kinski, who suffered an injury toward the end of the season, is 81 rated. Shatuta 79. Agbadu and Huge are 80 and 81. Wolfe has gone up to 80, so I'm very happy I actually trusted him. Stroikens is up to 85. Cisse has gone up to 82. Willock is 79. Of course, Trincao up to 85. Arukudare 84 and Arias is 81 with Bryn 72. And yeah, nothing really worth noting on the bench really. We need to look for a new backup striker next season, because Wang Hishan is leaving the club as his deal runs out. Let's just take a look at the stats as well. Kinski kept five clean sheets. That's just awful. 3 in the Premier League. Yeah, we didn't keep too many clean sheets to say so. Wolfe scored 1, got 2 assists. Agbadu scored 2. And Shatuta 3, Lima scored a goal, Cisse 2 goals, 6 assists, Willock 5 and 6, Stroikens 9 goals, 10 assists, Arias 16 goals, 16 goals, 4 assists, and that's pretty disappointing really, as he had a very good start. He scored like 12 goals after 20, so in his last 20 he only scored a couple of goals. Gomez and Esse didn't do too much, unfortunately. Trincao 10 goals and 6 assists is alright, we'll definitely take that. Arokodare 21 goals and 6 assists is very, very good, and Wang Hishan played just a single game. But yeah, going into next season, I am a bit unsure about which players I want to go after, because our starting 11 is very good. It may be that if, for example, a big team goes after Arukodare, Stroikens, or someone else in the team, we may need to replace them, but we definitely need to improve our depth, especially a new striker and potentially a new defender as well. Maybe we will go after a new right back or a new backup center. I don't know. No need to worry too much about that right now. But if any big offers comes in for Arukodare, Stroikens, even Wolfe, Agbadu, Huge, I will need to think about them and most likely accept them if there are offers I can't deny. But that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.